everyone, welcome back to Dil O Drama podcast, and I am your host Aditi. This is a solo space, a safe space where we talk about chaos, love, lessons, and whatnot. And today is gonna be really special because I'm gonna be talking about my school days, my embarrassing moments, and at the same time, I'm going to be teaching you how I did this flawless base. So let's get started. Okay, so I've put my lenses on and I've already done a little bit of icing on my face. Now, icing helps you to kind of close your pores a little bit. If you have a little sensitive skin, then you may prefer dipping your skin into a bowl of like ice cold water. And yeah, now the trick is, if you have oily skin, then you may prefer more of liquid products. If you have dry skin, you may prefer more of cream products. So the trick to have this dewy base is to use more liquid and cream products and a lot less powder products, right? So I'm gonna start, and I do have a combination skin, so I'm kind of mixing both liquid and cream products, but you may prefer as per your skin type. I'm doing whatever is suiting my skin. Let's get started. Okay, so first things first, क्योंकि मेरे pores close हो गए हैं अभी काफ़ी हद तक, so I'm not gonna use a primer. I am going to use a facial oil. All the products will be in the description below, so do not worry. So I'm going to take a little bit of oil on my face, oh my god, and kind of mix. Yeah, that's how it is gonna work. Feels like an ASMR thing. Well, this is how my skin would look after. I'm not gonna pour a lot of oil. It's just a tiny little bit forehead. Now I'm using this cream product, which is like a shade brighter than my skin, but also has a tiny little bit of like orangish tone, so it kind of covers all my spots. Now I'm gonna take this brush. This is like a 4-in-1 brush, so ta-da, magic. Okay, so yeah, and I'm gonna use this buffing area and just blend it in. So when I was in like school, as I said that I was bullied a lot, and my dressing sense and all the healthy eating habits just happened a lot later. I was not a healthy eater when I was in like school, and I definitely went through a lot of mood swings. I mean, I still do, but also, if you don't know, I have a tiny little bit of ADHD. It's a disorder, and it's nothing to be worried about, but I have been like that from the day one of my school. So if you have ADHD, that means you kind of have a little trouble to focus on one thing at a time. So I kind of try to multitask, because one single thing for a longer period of time just kind of makes me uneasy. So I'll tell you this funny story. I was in school and there was this project that was given to every single class, and I was just wanting to go to a friend's house, and we kind of started the project, and there were boys as well.
Naughty ora.
So you're in your high school, you're like sweet 15, 16, and there are boys around, and you do not have like a crush on someone, but you do want to look a little presentable and good when you're going out, because there are like boys and girls. So by the way, I'm gonna drag it to my neck as well. So there were boys as well, and I just went for the project, but I did not tell my mom that they're gonna be boys. I just said that, you know, it's just a project and I'm going. And it was at my friend's place. Now I'm gonna take a concealer and take like the lightest shade, something like this right here. I've kind of overused it. And take this buffing brush again and take the lightest shade possible and kind of blend it in around my eyes and a little bit wherever I want to highlight it. So yeah, back to the story. I didn't tell my mom that they're gonna be boys. The project was in my friend's place. And I just went, you know, for a few days. But then my mom figured out that, you know, I'm just dressing up, I'm changing my earrings every single day. The girl is now putting lip gloss. So my mom was like, you know, are they boys? I was like,
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
If I say a yes, I'm sued. I'm not gonna go anymore. And if I say a no and my mom finds out, it's gonna be like a big trouble for me. So, to play it safe, what I said was, I didn't know that there are gonna be boys. But there were boys who came a little later and, you know, yeah, like I was scared of my mom. Although she was like my best friend, she still is my best friend, but she was like one strict mother when I was in school. So I said that, yeah, they're gonna be, there are boys, but I didn't know about it. And so she did not say anything to me at that point of time because I was all set and ready to go. So I went. But when I came back, guess what? जो सुताई हुई ना मेरी, मतलब मैं आपको इंग्लिश में नहीं बता सकती the amount of पिटाई my mom has done to me that day. And yeah, that was like one scary thing. I mean, I'm so glad that my friends don't know about it, but now if my friends are watching this, they know about it. And that's exactly why I did not go for the project for the next 3 days. So I'm gonna take a blender, like a damp blender now, and kind of blend it all in. I mean, I would love to read your embarrassing moments in the comments if possible, and let me know, like, you know, how things have turned out for you when you were in school. Have you ever been a part of a school project or a class project maybe? And yeah, and probably that was like a science project. Yeah, it was a science project. And I don't know why we did that, but we did that. So I'm gonna blend it only in the areas where I feel like, you know, I need a little bit of highlight and not on the entire, wow, not on the entire face. So you see a bit, tiny little bit of shadow being created. Yeah. And you're not gonna like blend the entire thing. You're gonna just blend 90% of the thing, okay? Trust the process. I know it is not looking as appealing to the eye as right now, but I promise you that this is going to be turning out the best pace of your life. Okay, so I have always been like a topper kind of a girl since school. I was never good in sports, but when chemistry entered my life, मेरी chemistry के साथ कभी chemistry बनी नहीं. So I kind of, you know, started feeling bored of studies. And although you know, later in college and in high school I kind of picked up again, but trust me, I was like, you know, devastated of chemistry and history in school. Although English was my favorite subject, and I kind of, you know, got through all the subject all the time because I never liked failing. Although मैं अपना fail वाला story भी बताऊंगी, but so when I was in school, almost like high school. So there was this friend of mine. So we decided that, we kind of trusted each other so much. So my friend was like really good in maths, and I was like really good in English and, biology and subjects like that. So in maths, we exchanged our papers, and I was legit kind of cheating in maths. And I was scared because I've never believed in cheating. My name is Aditi, right? So it's a double A, and I was almost roll number 1. But this was like once where the roll number 1 started from behind. So I was in the last bench, and my friend was just right before me. So we cheated completely. We exchanged paper. In maths, my friend scored almost like 79 out of 80, and I scored 74 out of 80. And in English, we again exchanged paper, like literally exchanged our answer sheets, and we didn't get caught. Can you imagine? I mean, even if I'm thinking it right now, it's just scaring me, but guts, baby. So my friend scored, and my friend then scored almost like 70 out of 80 in English, and I scored 77 out of 80. And that's how we passed in the exam. Do I regret it? No. So the trick is to blend really well. Now you should not be able to see any harsh lines of the contour, because if you do see, then it's gonna look really ugly. So you're gonna blend it as much as you can, but not too much that it kind of disappears, but just to make the harsh lines invisible and make it look like a shadow. Now you may take like a lighter shade as per your skin tone. I'm taking as per mine. You see how the base is just forming its way. Now look at this. Look at this. I'm like really scared of hostel days. Like I still remember my hostel days, and trust me, it is not as good as it looks. Oh my god, do you see the glow already? So I'll tell you another trick. If you have little, a good jawline, so you might bring the blush around the apple of your cheeks. But if you have a little chubby cheeks and you're a little conscious about it, you may bring it just till the apple of the cheeks and blend it right there. But it's your choice, and you can do it as you want. Now before I set this base, I'm just taking the back of the blender and kind of blending everything in, so there are no extra products. Because if I set it exactly this way, I might ruin the base, and it's not gonna look very appealing. So just like this. Now we're gonna take some powder, and I'm gonna take it like this, just dab off the dust off the excess and start setting. So I have always been a little, I don't know, like very selective when it comes to my friends. Like I am the friends of all my friends, but I have very less friends, if that makes sense. And I have always been, a keen lover of accents, like Australian accent, American accent, and I mean Indian accent though hai hi, but I would not kind of, rant my accent around people around me, but on videos, or some people who really appreciate my accent, why not? Now I saw this trick on Huda Beauty's page long ago, so I'm gonna do that. So you take a little bit of powder at the back of like your pizza puff, like dab it a little bit, take the excess off. Now do you see you have this smooth thing, and then you kind of apply it around here, just like that. And this process is called baking. So I'm going to do the same on the other eye as well. So we're going to leave it as it is for a while, and then we're going to dab off the excess a little later. So if you have like really dry skin, you may also skip this process, but if you have like oily skin or a combination skin, I do very less around my mouth area because I do have laughing lines because I laugh a lot, and if I use a lot of products, then I'm gonna have kind of like a crack base, which I do not want. So around my mouth, you see I'm just pressing the powder and not baking it. And then later I started doing my fashion designing, and that's how I became a fashion maniac. If you think, oh my god, that's too much powder, how are you gonna have this flawless base? Okay, so let me tell you one thing. I'm gonna use this powder just for a few seconds or minutes and then just dab off the excess. And because we have used a facial oil, the glow is gonna come gradually. So wait and watch. So that is how this has turned out. So far so good. But I'm gonna also use a little bit of powder blush and powder contour. I'm using a bronzer a little bit just to create a little more shadow on my face. While I was in like college, I was a science student, and trust me, I just hated science. And again, the chemistry teacher, oh my god, he hated so much, like so much. I remember even if I was like answering or willing to answer something, or if I had any doubts, he used to just throw me out of the class every single time. Later I discovered that he wanted me to take tuitions from him, which apparently didn't happen. So he had to show his powers. But guess what? He was thrown out of the school few days after the classes started, because some of other kids, I was not, trust me, some of other kids had informed that he is not a good teacher. You see, karma, baby. So he threw me out of the class, I threw him out of the school. Same thing. Just kidding, I didn't do anything. Basically, some students might have just complained probably about something, so he got transferred. So yeah, that happened. But I just feel really bad for people, for students who are at least trying to study, and then there are teachers who just do not help you out. I mean, how am I gonna solve the chemistry equations if I do not understand? I'm also adding tiny little brush, and this, I'm going to use this giant brush, and I'm going to take tiny little bit of blush. But then I'm also going to use this shiny blush right here, and I'm going to mix a little bit of matte shades as well. Dab off the excess, and just very lightly. This is gonna give you this amazing shine. I like to put a little bit of blush around my nose. You see that? So it doesn't look very overpowered around my cheeks, a little on the forehead. Oh yeah, that looks amazing. I'm gonna do the highlighter later, so I think it's time to just buff off all the excess powder. So for highlighter, I'm gonna take a little bronzy shade and not very white or very pink, and I'll put it into like all the high points of my face, gently and not harshly because it's gonna look very unnatural and we do not want that. So in school I took this lip balm once, and guess what? All my other girls used to get lip balms and never got caught. And there was this one time that I took lip balm to school, and guess what? The principal came and checked our bags. And yeah. And then she caught me with the lip balm. That was like a very sweet, tiny little cutest lip balm of all time. And I had just bought it 2 days earlier I took it to the school. And guess what? She just snatched it. She literally snatched it, kept it with herself, and called me to the principal's office. Now I was scared because, you know, what if she calls my parents and my parents gonna just sue me. So what I did was, you know, play a little victim card. I started crying, but no, I was not playing a victim card. I was actually really scared. So I started crying, and I kind of, you know, asked her to give it back to me. The audacity. So since I was really good in my studies back then, she kind of, you know, told me I should have called you should have called your parents. I was not expecting this from you, blah 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 blah. And she gave back my lip balm and said that if I get caught again, she is gonna call my parents and she is gonna hit me with a wooden scale in front of my parents. Oh my god, that was like the funniest thing, because my parents would have laughed on that, because my mom used to, you know, scare me a lot. So I was like, I'm not scared of you, I'm scared of my parents at home. I mean, story of every Indian household. So I said a sorry, took my lip balm, and guess what? Applied the lip balm in the washroom and went back to the class. I was so obsessed with the lip balm. Girls, oh my god, you see this? You see this shine? I told you. My base is done. I'm gonna do the eye makeup, my brows and my lips. So I'm gonna finish this off and come back in 3, 2, 1. That's the final look, and you can see the base. That's how I do my base every single day. And you know, I'm not gonna put a setting spray because I'm slowly and gradually letting the oil come out of my face, because I've done a lot of powder, and that's how, you know, keep my face glowy all the time. And anyway, I'm gonna use touch up for after a few hours. So I am good to go without a setting spray, and yeah, that's how the base has turned out. I mean, let me just touch the face and show you. No filters, you can see it. I am loving the look, and I generally do this base every single time. I hope you liked it. Thank you so much for tuning in to Dil O Drama, and this time it was a makeup podcast. I feel, you know, we should do these kind of podcasts a little more. Comment down below about your embarrassing moments in school, and also what would you like to see on this channel and through this podcast. I hope you like this look. If you try it, do not forget to follow me and tag me in your looks. I would love to appreciate you. I would love to see how you look. And the Instagram ID is given right here. Follow nahi kiya to abhi follow kar lo. Subscribe to my channel, because why not? It's completely free. ठीक है? I'm gonna come up again ranting about my embarrassing moments. And like, share, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.